Do you guys remember how Blue Archive was supposed to do a sponsor with Iron Mouse and Sea Dog and some other creators? I think Zentrea was included in that. And yeah, here we go again, basically. So the last time the community, complained that these guys didn't really like Blue Archive, that they weren't really Blue Archive fans. So the lineup was changed, and overall, everybody seemed to agree that it was a good move and, that the fans of Blue Archive did well here. Oh, it was Andrea and Giguk, yeah. Overall, fans had rejoiced back then, saying, gatekeeping worked and we did a good thing. Everybody kind of like tapped themselves on the shoulder. The streamers involved also issued their own statement saying like, yeah, maybe it's just, I'm glad it's just gonna go to somebody else. I think Zentrea did a statement saying, I'm glad that another streamer that, plays the game more than me has been given this opportunity. However, now, Blue Archive announced another set of sponsors with Guitar Rock, Fobmaster, Brandom Talks, and Velocity. And it seems like 2 out of the 4 creators in this lineup are making Blue Archive fans incredibly upset. So it seems to have created this effect where now the fan base know that Blue Archive might listen to them if they complain hard enough. So now they'll just complain every single time somebody that gets sponsored by them doesn't suit them. So it's kind of like they bent the knee a little. And even though everybody rejoiced the first time, I don't think they anticipated that it creates a kind of like repeated effect, and it's never really gonna end. I wanted to look into why some of these content creators were so like hated. Yeah, give an inch and it take a mile. First of all, I saw a lot of people upset at the Brandon talks. I think a few people were also confused about it. I don't get what's going on with Brandon at all. All I saw is him saying that wishing death on someone was shit behavior, regardless of what the other side says, which I do agree with. What the hell is going on? I was also very confused, and I was like, there's no way it's only about that. But now, it seems like they switched to being more upset about this other person in the collab called Fobmaster. I don't know much about Fobmaster, but from what, and sorry, there's some slurs in those posts, in a lot of them, unfortunately. A little disclaimer here. But it seems that he's criticized Lolly, and they've like they put a few clips of him, and most people I think agree that Fob shouldn't have been in there. I mean, most of the Blue Archive fans think like, why is he in there?
Who's this? No, I know who it is because it says their name in Korean, so I just searched it up. But like, damn, she's pretty. Oh god, here we go. The real risky part right here. 17.
Okay, I feel like
Do you think people who play Blue Archive are weird? No, you can play Blue Archive without being weird. But Blue Archive definitely has a lot of weirdos. Just like I think most people who play FGO are absolute fucking weirdos, but doesn't make the game doesn't make it so if you play FGO you're a weirdo, right? It's just that a lot of people are weirdos. Just like Genshin Impact has a lot of weirdos. Just like every gacha game has a lot of weirdos. Is it every gacha game? Yeah. Please explain why you married Laffy in Azurlay. No, I did not. What? No, mine was Ayanami, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was Ayanami. Why are you making shit up, bro? Huh? Why are you making shit up?
Is the name of the character relevant here? Is I don't know the Blue Archive characters. They might have a problem with that part.
I did Ayanami. Ayanami's also a kid? Okay, I mean, sure, you could argue ages out of all these characters, but if you saw Ayanami's wedding dress outfit, it was probably the best out of all of them, so that's why I went with that one. Do you think people who play Blue Archive are...
Oh, they're lolly characters, that's why he's denying it?
Studio, or is it just like... Okay, what the fuck? What's going... I'm going to jail.
Yeah, besides that, I feel like the rest of the clip was like, nothing awful about the statement. There's bad actors in every fandom.
Hello? Seems like Nexon is just fucking up another thing. I will say, if Project KV is good, maybe this is my opportunity to start over fresh on a new game, right? Because at this point with Blue Archive, I've become such a tourist, there's no going back and catching up. It's just impossible, right? But with Project KB, maybe this is my opportunity to, like, you know, pick up, especially if they do a lot of similar mechanics with Blue Archive with the raids. I kind of do want to pick it back up. But not Blue Archive, especially if a lot of the older employees and a lot of the artists left. Because honestly, studio, or is it just?
I guess he calls himself a tourist here.
This
That's
is why I hate that Blue Archive gets so much slander for being a PDF game. Like, if you like ignore most of the fucking weirdos in that community and just play the game and enjoy the game for what it is, like it's got really good quality, you know?
Yeah, well, anyway, that will do it. Yeah, I think he just moves to gacha from gacha, is what I understood. And he's like a whale. He just dishes out a lot of money on every game he plays. But knowing gacha communities, yeah, like just that will do it. You know, I think most people are just saying that he's like, he's a Hoyo creator. Okay, and then they got even more upset because of this. So apparently he made a pin saying, chat, police emote is disabled for the time being and it'll be enabled after the BA sponsors ends. Oh, he blew up during the craze just like most gacha CCs? Oh yeah, I truly wonder why a police emote would have to be banned from the chat to use. No, I really wonder why specifically this stream of all time. Surely not because his chat would spam it all throughout the Blue Archive segment. No, he could trust his chat to not right. No, his chat really is untrustworthy. They would never label a game as made for PDF files. BA, PDF, all gacha is slop. Fuck the BA community, deserve. They did it. Kershaw, what does that mean? Good, fuck that game, too much sobbing in the forum. No dub deserved, all on the watch list now. Oh, that's the police emote? Is that it? Did they get report bombed? Ulquiorra. Okay, what does that mean? Ulquiorra from Bleach? Oh god, Blue Archive. Please leave. We're so good. Really innocent. I won't say anything about these characters with childlike appearances. Hell yeah, we love Blue Archive. Acting. I love this game. Acting alert. It's kind of funny that they're calling him acting alert. That's so funny. I guess he's got a really, I don't, how many chat CCV does he pull per stream? Like a few thousand? He made a tweet addressing the allegations, I think. Well, addressing the allegations, just saying that like, hey, I'm a fan. The haul after 820 pulls. Pretty happy with the outcome, especially with School Neru off-raid hit. Also sad to see this community seems to just all believe some clips with a lot of context cut out of them. And they just conveniently don't show any of the parts where I defend BA. I get that a lot of this BA community doesn't know me, but I am pretty consistent on my takes around BA and lolly characters. Clips of me checking a character age is literally a response to a chatter joking about it, and me playing into the joke. And that was a joke. That was a joke. It was pretty clear. Which they cut from the clip. I've said it time and time again that I don't believe BA is a PDF game. I think people who immediately mark BA as such are just projecting or deflecting their own insecurities / grandstanding. I believe you can like a game like BA with lolly characters without being weird about it. Also, what's this nonsense some of you are spouting about me calling it chibi models? They're literally called chibi in-game design. I really don't understand why you think I'd be afraid to say the word lolly, Lamau. In the context, calling them lolly models makes no sense. He used to be a few thousands because he's a mega whale that can't win unless he drops money, which is the joke. And did he drop a lot of money to pull these then? But aside from that, I think I've seen some other takes where people were claiming that Fob flip-flop between his opinion on lolly whenever because he's part of the Tectone group apparently, and sometimes would flip-flop depending on what text said, which I could see that happening. The gacha fanbase can be super active game player and reviewer of gacha streamers. It's a headache. Fob is just in his corner. All of those guys flip-flop based on their audience. Yeah, probably. Like they're interacting with every gacha CCs from the gang circle. I see. Okay. So anyway, I started like looking into some of the popular comments on that tweet. Like it got 1 million views. And then, so some Deika Zoku here is saying, well, this is much better than the previous incident, the one we spoke about at the beginning of the segment. Brennan isn't a great choice. He's been very divisive, stirring drama, and even abandoned Twitter because fans didn't like his opinion about the BA fan base, and he couldn't handle being criticized. This person thinks Brennan's not a good choice, and this person was defending him. To be fair, Brennan was more of a, I'm a streamer, I want to have a following that do not attack certain things, and one guy that did something I don't like in my perceived community, so I'll tell my followers don't do that from my community. And reading this, I was like, okay, this is reasonable. After that, people that had a grudge against Brennan started going around saying that he was forcing his views to all the BA community and not his following in specific at best was a streamer moment than the guy trying to force the Twitter community at large to be a certain way. So I managed to track down those tweets. None of these people blaming him actually showed it. This person, for example, says, what did Brandon do? Anti posted that BA fans are PDFs. Brandon disapproved the post. Community finds the post and trashed it. Fair. A follower of Brandon calls them to commit S-side. Brandon tells them not to advocate for S-side. Community treats this as defending an anti. Brandon is pushed from X. I think this is where it started. So this person tweet, it's unironically Blue Archive Sensei, but you wouldn't know that because 90% of the players just talk about how much they want to F children instead of how good the writing is. Answering this tweet about which gacha MC has the most aura and best writing. As you can see, this user has the trans flag in their bio though. So this person responds, it's unironically Blue Archive Sensei, but you wouldn't know that because and then it's like a soy jack being hanged image that he attached, or a trans jack is what I heard. So Brandon responds because this guy was a follower of him, and he says, hey, don't fucking do this. This is way out of line. And I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong, that Brandon, according to this other person's resume of the situation, he's the one that shone a light on that initial post in the first place. So he's like, this is way out of line. Don't do that. You know, he's policing his community because he's a streamer. So he's like, don't tell death threats to other people. And then he got like mass reported for it. Both the posts get mass reported. He got mass reported so much that, as you can see here, his visibility is limited. And this post may violate X rules against violent speech. I'm only quoting this because he follows me and the OP blocked, so I can't reply directly, but I have standards. If I see this again, I'm blocking you. Note that this is not me defending OP, nor am I saying that fighting back is wrong and you should be nice. But there are limits to what I tolerate in the name of doing that. And this is the reason why I distance myself from any quote-unquote fandoms these days. God, these fucking weebs and otakus are so petty and small, except Rima's fandom, of course. I mean, I think there's a difference between fandom and standoms, and which is, I'm trying to figure out what defines Stan's culture, because I think Stan communities behave completely differently than regular fandoms, and it'd be an interesting exercise to figure out like the little signalings they do, the culture that goes around it. But so it turns out, and again, disclaimer for the slurs, but I think it's necessary to show some of these. It turns out that like most of the Brandon criticism, besides the first one we saw, was it's more like it's just straight up transphobia. It's like, notice how the people defending Brandon are mostly T-word and fence-sitting cocks. Why did they choose an anti-gatekeeper T-lover? And it's mostly comments like that. So anti-gatekeeper is also a label that they perceive very negatively. But I think as a streamer, I completely understand why you have to shut down death threats that come from members that follow you, because it can look horrible on you. Like, it's gonna fall back on you. Other people can use this against you too. You gotta draw a line and draw severe boundaries. And you gotta come down hard on them. Because if you don't come down hard and you don't apply your rules, then there's no consequences to breaking them. So unfortunately, the few people that do break the rules have to be made an example from time to time. Look at Hassan, literally the prime example. Like, he doesn't control his fan base or establish boundaries or rules at all. Oh, the MCs in the gacha post are Bell and Wise from Zenless Zero, Kalis and Staley, Honkai Star Rail, and Lumine from Genshin Impact, and Mill Robber Wuthering Waves. That's a good comment. Gatekeeping is understandable. Racism and transphobia should not be a central identity of any fandom. Cute and funny should be free from politics. True. Oh my god, Truth Nuke. Cute and funny is what we need. We need more of that. And I thought this was not a bad opinion on the blue sponsor stuff, because I mean, as fans, we want specific things from a brand or from a game as consumers. But then this person brings up an interesting point that I didn't think about. They're like, you gotta feel for the Blue Archive's global marketing team. So you collab with anime-adjacent creators and you reach your target demographic, but a lot of them already hate us and would destroy the culture around the game as we know if they played it en masse. as we've seen elsewhere. I mean, not wrong. And then collab with respected BA creators and the existing community is happy, but you're hardly reaching a new audience. And they're right, the point of a sponsor is to get new people to subscribe. Their purpose is to grow the game and make money, so Arona can put food on the table, but they can't win. Your average Western anime fan is not compatible with what Blue Archive means to us. I also think that it's different. It's a different fandom to be into gacha or to be into anime. There's certainly a divide between anime fans and gacha fans, or VTuber fans and gacha fans. Just like there is a divide between, like, as we've seen with the Laplace thing with idol master games and VTubers. Like, yeah, they're anime adjacent, but that doesn't mean that they get along. Is BA actually in need of new player base? I feel like it's just like a classic game. Like, the brand recognition is really high and strong with Blue Archive. What does unite us in the anime VTuber space? We're not really united. I mean, the anime space isn't united either. It's just the space. It's just not the hot thing anymore. Yeah, well, they come out with a new gacha all the time. I think gacha players like just rotate between multiple games and do their dailies. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.